This is Batandswitch. I'm Bat, and you're welcome to join me as I explore sex, kink, and power exchange from within the slash. This podcast contains graphic language and adult topics, so if you're not an adult, please exit the cave now. And never accept internet content, even mine, above the advice of medical or legal professionals. The new year is just days away, and advertisements for exercise equipment, diet plans, and organizational tools are everywhere. It's proof positive that this is the time when many of us look at the year behind us with judgment and self-recrimination and choose to make resolutions for the year ahead. We will fix all the things. We will break bad habits. We will create new ones, healthy ones. This will be our year. This will be the year. In these last few days and hours of the year, we take stock and spend most of our time thinking about two things. Number one, our past. And number two, our future. I'd like to bring us back to today, if I may. And today I'm not going to be talking about body parts or functions, but I invite you to stay here with me for just a bit, and I'll try not to keep you too long. My phone has a footprints app. Most phones do these days. I rarely use it, but sometimes if I park in a new place, just in case I get confused or can't find my car, I can capture, with geographic certainty, that tiny spot on this vast planet where I am. This place. I am here. And that got me to thinking about some memorable spots that I have visited. Many of these spots are memorable for horrific reasons. In those places, I lost innocence or felt pain. I suffered in awful ways or caused others to suffer. These are places and times that beg to be forgotten, even if they never will be. These are not the ones pressing against my heart right now, though. The places that I consider now are those of growth and often goodness. These moments of goodness ought to merit more time in my memory. These experiences should be etched just as deeply in my heart as the traumatic ones. And there are so many wonderful spots where my own footprints have landed in my journeys in the community. There was a tiny spot of carpet where I was not forced to the floor, but where I did not fight gravity, where I discovered that being at his feet was not the same as being under his feet. There was a field in Ohio where I rolled with a woman of the wind, and a farmhouse in Indiana where I loved a very different woman of the sky. A bed in which I loved a woodworker. He left this world this year, and yet he and that place remain. He gave me a safe place to laugh and to cry and to come and come again. My God, but why would I have missed that? In a coffee shop table where I sat and doodled a cross, and I felt for the very first time the incredible weight of a burden I was carrying for someone else, and thus began the process of laying it down. A couch where judgment was suspended and the painful and yet glorious business of exploring myself took place and continues to take place with a wonderful therapist. In so many rooms and dungeons and play spaces thick with the smell of leather and skin and dripping in energy and passion, echoing moans and screams and laughter. And nearly anywhere that I sit at his feet, that's a place where peace settles in me in a way that's startling in its simplicity and yet powerful beyond words. You know, it's not the events that took place in those square feet of earth that made them so memorable. And it's not even the people that inhabited those places with me that seared them into my brain, although that didn't hurt at all. But it was my presence in those moments. Because in those moments, I reached a level of emotional honesty with myself and a vulnerability to the experience. I was fully present. I was all in. I think of this as I think of the footprint app on my phone, and as I consider the year behind me and the one ahead. I recall a conversation I had with Master and his Dawn once about thinking and feeling how much I valued both of those things, but struggled to give reins over to my heart, far too often relying on my head. It occurs to me that the most special moments in my life have been ones in which I felt more than I thought. And while I have no desire to stop thinking, I do crave those moments of feeling, of unadulterated immersion in a moment of time, of saturated sensations, of just being there. For me, it isn't about trying to learn this as a skill. It's more about me realizing that we are born with that skill, and we shouldn't be fighting it so damn hard all the time. But be now. My master said that to me once, and I repeat it often to myself and sometimes others. But be now. I endeavor now. I resolve this. Be now, Bat. And so I leave you until next year with this thought. If you're searching for a resolution, perhaps share mine. And if you already have a laundry list of things you're resolving to do or be in the year ahead, might I suggest you add this to the mix? Because growing is goodness and goals are amazing. This year, though, I'm going to continue to allow for change and to set intent. It's just, well, I don't need to be best, and I don't even need to endeavor to be better. This year, I just resolved to be now. And so I see you next year. And remember, you are here. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked what you heard, show me some of that love on social media. I'm batandswitch nearly everywhere. You can catch me on Gmail, Twitter, Instagram. You can find notes for this show, as well as links, on batandswitch.com. Intro and outro music is Kevin MacLeod's Do Cool, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0.